It's no surprise that most scientists are regularly inspired by tech from film and video games. And perhaps the makers of this construction had the same inspiration as the makers of this Star Wars vehicle. The RINGBOT is a monocycle robot that has two legs that it uses to move around or change direction. While homemade monowheels can be found all over the internet, this one stands out because of the independent driving modules fitted inside its slim wheel body, allowing space for a possible rider or storage. Its most interesting feature, though, are its legs, modeled after how humans on two-wheelers use their legs for support. These allow the vehicle to balance itself, recover into a stable position, or even turn around. While the RINGBOT can only go at a speed of 5 km/h, its unique design could be extremely useful in urban areas, shrinking the space needed for a solo traveler in traffic-ridden cities. Do you remember Tony Stark's Edith glasses from Iron Man? The ones that help him interact with his AI, control drones, and even fight villains. Well, it turns out you can get your own version of these. While they won't be able to give you any actual superpowers, they can do a myriad of things, like translate languages, identify images, and search the internet. The glasses called Frame also come with a special AI assistant called Noah that utilizes large language models and AR to answer questions and display information in front of the wearer's eyes.
Take a look at what I'm wearing. Am I dressed appropriately for the weather?
A navy blue hooded sweatshirt should be suitable for the partly cloudy conditions with a current temperature of 72 Fahrenheit.
Funny enough, the first iteration of these was a monocle. Shipping is expected to begin in the coming months, with prices starting at $350. Anyone with trypophobia will want to avoid this limited edition AIRLESS Gen 1 basketball from Wilson. It looks a little weird, almost like a toy, which makes sense considering it's hollow and covered in holes throughout. But the thing that makes it truly stand out is that it is a 3D printed airless basketball. Designed to replicate a normal basketball's feel, bounce, and flight, it uses a polymer lattice structure with 8 panels, reminiscent of a traditional ball.
Right, I'm feeling the texture on my fingertips.
The hexagonal holes allow air to pass through, which also means it can't get deflated. Since the manufacturing process is still tedious and expensive, it's highly unlikely that the NBA will be using these anytime soon. However, NBA players like Houston Rockets player KJ Martin stated that he didn't feel any difference from the actual ball used in playoffs. Only a few hundred have been made so far, but with the hefty $2,500 price tag, there's probably not that many people out there who can afford to buy one of these anyways. Snoring while you sleep can be extremely uncomfortable for you and the people around you as well. It can lead to poor sleep, fatigue, and even health issues in the long run. This MOTIONSLEEP pillow aims to curb this problem. It uses 7 inbuilt airbags to dynamically adjust the position of your head and upper back. This gently opens up the airway, which helps reduce snoring and creates a more comfortable breathing environment. Additionally, it can detect snoring sounds and even measure oxygen saturation levels so that it learns from data and optimizes its performance with every use. Using it is extremely easy. Simply turn on the power and lie down on the pillow. It does all the work after that. The company also assures that there are no electronic devices in the pillow itself, making it completely safe to sleep on. This Finnish food tech startup is literally making food out of thin air. Sounds crazy, right? Let's see how. The process starts with a natural single-cell organism, which then goes through a simple fermentation process using air and electricity. After that, the substance is extracted and dried, resulting in an edible product that is similar to wheat flour. Solein consists of 60% protein, 20% carbohydrates, and around 10% fats. Impressively, the process of making 𝗪𝗁 is up to 100 times climate-friendlier than animal or even plant-based alternatives. However, currently the startup can produce only 1 kilogram of the protein per day. But with the right investments and demand, this could be scaled, and someday we might all be eating 𝗪𝗁 as our primary food source. There are some essentials in the world that don't really need an upgrade, and fire extinguishers probably make that list. The current design is reliable and standardized, making it easy to use. However, the folks at AMPLLA decided to take on this challenge, and it looks like they somehow might have managed to improve on the old design. This fire extinguisher can be operated with just one hand and is designed to be tamper-proof so that you don't run into any last-minute problems during an emergency. It only takes around 80 millimeters of space on the wall, much less compared to the standard sizes that are over 300 millimeters and more. The primary motivation behind this redesign? 99.99% of the time, fire extinguishers are simply on your wall, waiting. And so the minimalist, sleek design of the AMPLLA aims to make it look like a work of art. The company has retained the classic red color, and also ensured that it passes all certifications necessary for use. Students at ETH Zurich have recently created a three-legged jumping robot that can move around in extremely low gravity by hopping like a human. The SPACEHOPPER was designed specifically to study asteroids in space, which have uneven surfaces and low gravities, making them difficult to traverse. The robot, however, is extremely lightweight, weighing in at just over 5 kilograms and uses an innovative new propulsion technique to regulate leg motion and stabilize itself. Latest developments in this tech include a parabolic flight to test the robot's performance in zero gravity, where it was able to jump to particular spots up to 6 meters away. While the SPACEHOPPER may not be space-ready just yet, the innovative device is another step forward in space transportation research. Since 1983, the U.S. National Interagency Fire Center has documented an average of approximately 70,000 wildfires per year. Losing a home in a wildfire can be devastating and expensive, but California's RIC technology may help you prevent this terrible fate with their fire-resistant 3D-printed concrete walls. The main motivation behind these was to find something resistant to California's frequent wildfires. So the homes also have steel roofs rather than regular wood ones. By eliminating wood from the entire home, they're removing any fuel for a fire to catch on to, ensuring an additional layer of protection for the inside possessions. They've started this venture with a 1,200 square foot home in the town of Walnut, and the whole construction process is expected to take around 20 days to complete. The last few years have seen great developments and innovations in making tech more accessible and disability-friendly, including voice-powered tech and screen readers. GUIDI is another such innovation that uses AI to guide the visually impaired. The smart belt uses dual wide-angle cameras to scan surroundings and then implements AI to guide the user to an obstacle-free path. The guiding is done through gentle vibrations that point you in the right direction. It can even be paired with a GPS-enabled app to guide the user to a specific location. It has a 5-meter detection range, which is much further than the range of a traditional cane that most visually impaired people currently use. Moreover, since it's attached to the waist, it frees up the user's hands. Currently, the device is priced at almost $1,300 USD. Don't forget to subscribe to Unstoppable Gadgets. And if you want to check out some awesome robot inventions, click on your screen for the next video.